The notification sound hits your phone at 2:47 a.m. and your heart stops. Not because it's late, not because you should be sleeping. Because someone, a complete stranger on the other side of the planet, just told you that your stupid little video about fixing your broken controller made them laugh for the first time in weeks. You read it 3 times, screenshot it, read it again. This isn't how it was supposed to start. You weren't planning to become anything. You just had a webcam gathering dust, a story about rage quitting a game so hard you threw your controller at the wall, and 3 hours to kill on a Tuesday night. The upload took forever on your garbage internet. You picked a thumbnail that looked like a 5-year-old made it in MS Paint. You titled it something forgettable and hit publish like you were tossing a bottle into the ocean. But here's the thing about bottles and oceans. Sometimes they wash up on exactly the right shore. The views trickle in. 12, then 47. Then something impossible happens. Someone subscribes. A real human being decided your voice was worth hearing again. You refresh the page, refresh it again. The number climbs to 3 subscribers, then 7, then 15. Your hands shake as you scroll through the comments. People are sharing their own controller throwing stories. Someone calls you funny. Another person says you should make more videos. The dopamine hits your bloodstream like a drug you didn't know existed. You stay up until sunrise reading every single word. Every emoji. Every misspelled compliment burns itself into your memory. You screenshot the analytics page, that beautiful, impossible graph showing tiny spikes of human attention. You text your best friend a picture of your subscriber count like it's a lottery ticket. "This is insane," you whisper to your empty room. But it's not insane. It's just the beginning. And beginnings, you'll learn, are the cruelest part of any story. They taste like possibility. They feel like winning. They make you believe that the universe has finally noticed you, that your voice matters, that maybe, just maybe, you found your purpose. You film another video the next day, then another. The high of creation becomes addictive. The sound of your own voice played back through headphones becomes familiar, then comforting, then necessary. You start seeing everything as content, your breakfast, your commute, the weird thing your neighbor said. Life becomes a highlight reel waiting to happen. You buy better recording software. You watch tutorials on editing. You learn words like engagement and algorithm and monetization. You start ending videos with, "Don't forget to like and subscribe," even though it feels ridiculous coming out of your mouth. The subscriber count becomes your heartbeat. 23, 51, 94. Each new number feels like validation that you're real, that you matter, that strangers care enough about your existence to click a button. You start planning. Maybe you could hit 1,000 subscribers. Maybe this could become something real. Maybe this could become everything. The spark has caught fire. You don't know it yet, but you're already burning. 6 months later, your life runs on a schedule written in views and retention rates. You wake up at 6 a.m., not because you want to, but because the algorithm favors morning uploads. You check your phone before your eyes fully open. Subscriber count, overnight comments, how yesterday's video is performing against your average. The numbers become your weather report. Good metrics mean it's sunny. Poor engagement means storm clouds are rolling in. You've learned the language of this new world. Watch time, click-through rate, CPM, impressions. You speak in percentages and analytics. My retention dropped off at the 3-minute mark, you tell your mirror while practicing your intro for the 15th time. Your content evolves. Those spontaneous messy videos that felt like conversations with friends get replaced by calculated entertainment designed to hook viewers in the first 15 seconds. You research trending topics. You analyze what's working for channels similar to yours. You optimize your thumbnails with bright colors and exaggerated expressions that make you cringe but boost your click-through rate by 2.3%. The comment section becomes your report card. Every positive response is a hit of validation. Every criticism cuts deeper than it should. You tell yourself not to read the negative ones, but you do anyway, at 2 a.m., when the darkness makes everything feel more true. Some stranger calling your voice annoying will ruin your entire next day. You start filming multiple versions of the same intro because you stumbled over a word, or your smile looked forced, or the lighting shifted slightly. Perfection becomes an obsession. disguised as professionalism. You film for an hour to get 5 minutes of usable content. Your upload schedule becomes sacred law. Twice a week becomes 3 times a week becomes daily because consistency is everything, they say. Miss a day and the algorithm forgets you exist. Miss a week and your audience moves on to someone newer, shinier, more reliable. You cancel plans to edit. You skip social events to film. You turn down invitations because they don't align with your content calendar. Friends stop inviting you places because you always say no. Or worse, you show up but spend the whole time thinking about how this could become a video. The money starts trickling in. First, it's pocket change, enough to buy better equipment. Then it's grocery money. Then it's rent money. The moment your passion becomes your paycheck, something fundamental shifts. You're no longer just creating, you're performing. You're not just sharing, you're selling. You buy a better camera, professional lighting, a microphone that costs more than your car payment. Your room transforms into a studio. Your personality transforms into a brand. You study other YouTubers like you're cramming for finals. You dissect their techniques, copy their strategies, steal their video ideas with just enough variation to avoid being obvious. You start using phrases that aren't yours, making expressions that feel foreign on your face, developing mannerisms borrowed from creators with millions of subscribers. The line between you and your content blurs. Are you funny, or have you just learned to perform funny? Are these your opinions, or are they optimized for engagement? You catch yourself having thoughts and immediately evaluating them for video potential. Your subscriber count hits 4 digits, then 5. Each milestone should feel triumphant, but instead, it feels like climbing a ladder where the next rung always appears just out of reach. 1,000 subscribers felt impossible until you had them. Then 10,000 felt impossible. Now you're chasing 100,000, wondering if any number will ever feel like enough. You're working 12-hour days on something that started as fun, but you tell yourself, this is what passion looks like. This is what building a dream feels like. You don't realize you're not building a dream anymore. You're building a prison. Your relationships become casualties in a war you didn't know you were fighting. Your best friend stops texting back as quickly. Not because they're mad, but because every conversation somehow loops back to your latest video, your subscriber count, your sponsor opportunities. You've become that person. The one who can't talk about anything else, who measures every experience in content potential, who films their food before eating it. Family dinners turn awkward when relatives ask about your real job. You explain that this is real, that you're building something, that some YouTubers make millions. But their polite smiles carry the weight of unspoken doubt. Your parents worry in that quiet way parents do, asking if you're taking care of yourself while looking at the dark circles under your eyes. Your sleep schedule disintegrates. The 3 a.m. upload time hits different time zones better. The algorithm favors consistency, so you train yourself to function on 4 hours of sleep. Coffee becomes a food group. Energy drinks become medicine. You tell yourself it's temporary, just until you hit the next milestone. You haven't read a book in 8 months. Haven't watched a movie without analyzing its pacing for video ideas. Haven't had a conversation that wasn't either content for your channel or marketing for your brand. Your hobbies die slow, quiet deaths because they don't generate revenue or engagement. The mirror becomes an enemy, not because of how you look, but because of what you see. You notice how you've started unconsciously making those exaggerated YouTuber faces even when you're not filming. Your natural speaking voice sounds boring to you now. You catch yourself performing personality traits that used to be genuine. Your apartment becomes a film set. Ring lights and cameras occupy every corner. Backdrops lean against walls where art used to hang. You can't cook dinner without considering the lighting. You can't have friends over without moving equipment. Your living space serves your content, not your life. The physical toll compounds daily. Hunched over editing software for 12 hours gives you a permanent crick in your neck. Your wrists ache from mouse clicks and keyboard shortcuts. Your eyes burn from screen glare. Your voice gets hoarse from recording multiple takes. You develop a nervous habit of checking your phone every 30 seconds for notifications. Mental health becomes a luxury you can't afford. Therapy costs money that should go toward better equipment. Rest means missed upload deadlines. Taking breaks means losing momentum. You tell yourself you'll prioritize self-care after the next big video, or once I hit the next subscriber milestone. The finish line keeps moving further away. You start lying to people about how you're doing. Great, the channel's growing so fast becomes your default response, even when you're running on fumes and caffeine. Even when you haven't had a genuine laugh in weeks. Even when you're not sure who you are without a camera rolling. The algorithm becomes your abusive relationship. It rewards you randomly, just enough to keep you hoping. One video gets half your usual views, and you spiral for days, analyzing every second to figure out what went wrong. Another video randomly goes viral, and you exhaust yourself trying to recreate whatever magic lightning you accidentally caught. You calculate the value of everything in watch time. That vacation you can't take, that's 3 weeks of content you're missing. That movie night with friends, those are editing hours wasted. That 8 hours of sleep your body needs, that's footage you could be reviewing. Your creativity becomes mechanical. You develop formulas for success, intro length, joke placement, call to action timing. You start seeing other creators not as peers but as competition stealing views that should be yours. Their success feels like your failure. The person you were before, the one who made that first video for fun, becomes a stranger. You mourn them sometimes, late at night when the editing is done and the uploads are scheduled and you're left alone with the hollow satisfaction of another day's work completed. You've gained an audience and lost yourself. But the show must go on. It always must go on. It happens on a Tuesday, not during a particularly stressful day or after a disaster video. Just a random Tuesday when you're editing your third video of the week and your computer crashes, taking 4 hours of work with it. The progress bar mocks you as it attempts to recover files that you know are gone forever. You stare at the blank screen and something inside you snaps. Not dramatically, not with screaming or throwing things, you just stop. Your hands fall from the keyboard, your shoulders slump. The crushing weight of maintaining this machine you've built settles onto your chest like a concrete blanket. The silence in your room, once a studio, now feeling like a cell, becomes deafening. You try to remember the last time you felt joy. Real joy, not the manufactured enthusiasm you pump into your videos or the brief dopamine hit of a good analytics day. You try to remember the last time you created something just because you wanted to, without calculating its viral potential or optimizing its retention rate. The memory feels impossible to reach. Your reflection in the black computer screen shows someone you barely recognize. When did your smile become a performance? When did your laugh become a sound effect? When did your personality become a commodity you sell to strangers for ad revenue? You open your phone and scroll through your own content. Video after video of yourself being someone you're not sure you are anymore. Thumbnails of your face twisted into expressions of fake surprise, fake excitement, fake everything. The comments blur together. Thousands of people who think they know you, who love a version of you that you're not sure ever really existed. Your subscriber count reads 847,293. Almost 1 million people. Almost that magical number that's supposed to mean you've made it. But made it to where? This apartment that feels like a prison? This life that revolves around a rectangle of light? This existence where your worth is measured in 7-day view counts and engagement percentages? You calculate how many hours you've spent on this. Filming, editing, researching, responding to comments, optimizing, analyzing, planning. Thousands of hours that could have been spent learning languages, building relationships, traveling, reading, experiencing life instead of performing it. The panic attack doesn't announce itself. It just arrives, like a wave you didn't see building. Your chest tightens, your breathing becomes shallow. Your hands shake as the full weight of what you've built and what it's cost you crashes down all at once. You're not a creator anymore. You're a content machine. You're not building a community. You're feeding an algorithm that will forget you the moment you stop producing. You're not following your dreams. You're trapped in a nightmare that pays just well enough to keep you addicted to your own exploitation. Your phone buzzes with notifications, comments on your latest video, someone asking when the next upload is coming, Someone else demanding to know why you haven't been as funny lately. The pressure to respond, to engage, to maintain the illusion that you're grateful and energetic and always on feels impossible. You turn the phone face down, but you can still feel it buzzing against the desk. The internet doesn't sleep. Your audience doesn't rest. The algorithm doesn't take breaks. But you're human, and humans break. You call in sick to your own life. For the first time in 3 years, you don't upload on schedule. The comments pour in asking if you're okay, but they feel less like concern and more like withdrawal symptoms from users who need their regular dose of your performance. You sit in the dark of your studio apartment, surrounded by thousands of dollars of equipment designed to capture and monetize your soul, and finally ask yourself the question you've been avoiding. What the hell have you done to yourself? The silence doesn't answer back, but for the first time in years, that silence feels like peace. 2 weeks later, you finally understand what you've built. Not a career, not a brand, not a dream. A beautiful, sophisticated trap that you walked into willingly, locked from the inside and decorated with ring lights and subscribe buttons. You're sitting in a coffee shop, the first time you've been anywhere without your camera in months, watching real humans have real conversations about things that matter to them. Not for content, not for views. Just because connection is what humans do when they're not performing for strangers on the internet. The withdrawal was brutal. Your hand reached for your phone every 30 seconds out of habit, muscle memory trained by years of refreshing analytics pages. You checked your subscriber count like other people check the time. You felt phantom buzzes from notifications that weren't there. But slowly, gradually, something else emerged from the digital detox. You. The real you. The one who existed before the first upload, before the first subscriber, before you learned to monetize your personality and optimize your soul for search rankings. You remember what silence sounds like without the hum of recording equipment. You remember what food tastes like when you're not filming it. You remember what it feels like to have a thought without immediately evaluating its viral potential. The math is devastating when you finally add it up. 3 years of your life, 80-hour work weeks, relationships sacrificed, health ignored, sleep forfeited, joy commodified. All for what? A number on a screen that means nothing the moment you stop feeding it content? Your most viral video has 2.3 million views. It took you 40 hours to create and edit. That's $127 per hour if you count just the ad revenue, not including the sponsor deal. Sounds good until you realize that's the exception, not the rule. Most of your videos make minimum wage when you calculate the actual time invested. But the real cost wasn't financial, it was existential. You became a person you don't like very much. Someone who sees every human experience as potential content. Someone who measures self-worth in metrics. Someone who performs happiness instead of feeling it. Someone who built an audience but lost themselves in the process. The comments you used to crave now feel like demands from strangers who think they own pieces of your soul because they clicked a button. The algorithm you used to chase reveals itself as a slot machine designed to keep you pulling the lever, never quite winning enough to walk away, never losing enough to stop playing. Your subscriber count has dropped to 831,547. Those people you lost, they moved on to fresher content, newer faces, shinier personalities. The internet is an ocean of creators, and audiences are always searching for the next wave to ride. The YouTubers you once envied, the ones with millions of subscribers and brand deals and fame, look different now. You see the hollow eyes behind their forced smiles. You recognize the performed enthusiasm that hides authentic exhaustion. You understand now that they're not living the dream. They're trapped in the same beautiful prison you escaped from. Some days you miss it. The validation, the purpose, the feeling that what you were doing mattered to hundreds of thousands of people. Those feelings were real, even if they were built on something fundamentally broken. But then you remember what it felt like to wake up without immediately checking your analytics, to eat a meal without photographing it, to have a bad day without worrying about how it would affect your brand, to be human without monetizing your humanity. You kept one video up, the first one, the messy, imperfect, genuine reaction to a broken controller that started everything. Sometimes you read the old comments and remember what it felt like to share something real with the world before you learn to manufacture realness for profit. The lesson isn't that creating content is evil or that building an audience is wrong. The lesson is that somewhere along the way, you forgot the difference between sharing your life and selling your soul. The algorithm will keep spinning. New creators will chase the same dragon you chased. They'll make the same mistakes, sacrifice the same things, lose themselves in the same beautiful trap. But you're finally free. And freedom you've learned is worth more than 1 million subscribers. Don't forget to like and subscribe to GRINFLIX if this story hit you where it hurts. Drop a comment below and tell us about your own relationship with social media, content creation, or the digital hamster wheel we're all running on. Your story matters, and unlike the algorithm, we actually give a damn about hearing it. Subscribe for more raw, unfiltered takes on the life we're all pretending to live perfectly online.